Minnesota Vikings special teams have been just flaming hot, stinging to the nose, garbage for the last couple of weeks, both on coverage as well as in the return game. But what if I told you? There was a certain all-time great Viking special teamer who just happened to, through sheer coincidence, put it out through the media this week that, hey, he's available. He's available. He's not retired at age 33 after the Vikings' second straight game of just terrible special teams. Chris Thomason tweeted this up, quote, on Wednesday. I'm told that former Vikings punt return extraordinaire Marcus Sherels, who last played in the NFL with Minnesota in the playoffs last January, has no plans at this time to retire. Sherels, 33, would welcome another NFL opportunity if it is presented, end quote. So, of course, you know Marcus Sherels, the pride of the University of Minnesota, walk on there, John Marshall High School, Rochester, Minnesota, represent. Yeah, it's great. But also, I get it. I understand it. What have you done for me lately? With Sherels, the two muffs against the Niners, he lost one in the divisional round. That's going to stick in the memory banks, and that was less than ideal. I understand that even if he does have about a decade of phenomenal special teams play, that will stick out, as that was the last thing that he presented. Also, the Vikings have brought him back before, twice. So 2019 offseason, he finally signed with the Saints. And also, if you've been following the team for a while, every single year it seemed from say 2015 on, it's like, hey, this is the year. This is the year that cut Sherels, and that he just hangs around. There was one offseason where he flirted with the Jets, just adding another chapter to the dumbest rivalry in sports history. But he finally signed with the Saints. They have like a 5'5" Damian Harris or whatever his name is. Punt returner who's phenomenal down there. So they put Sherels on IR. They released him on off of IR. The Vikings picked him up in September, played a couple weeks, cut him in October, signed with the Dolphins for some reason for a month, and then was eventually cut in December. And then the Vikings in the playoff run, they said, hey, come on back. And then, like we said, he muffed two punts against the Niners, and Raheem Mostert recovered one, so it's less ideal. So, again, I understand he's 33. His last game as a Viking was not a great one, and he's certainly not the punt returner that he used to be when he was a younger guy. But if Osborne isn't up to the task as a punt return, and I had questions about that, especially that near fumble against the Bears. That could have completely flipped the game. And my worry is some of these special teams mistakes. You got blocked punts against Detroit. You had bad coverage as well as a potential muff against Chicago. Eventually, especially the way that Zimmer wants to play the game conservatively and with field position, that special teams could cost the Vikings a game. And at this point, they can't afford to lose a game. So with Marcus Sherels, yes, he's got tons of experience on special teams as well as a punt returner. The Gopher, GM Marshall Rocket alum. He has been the best guy that I've seen in terms of tracking and securing punts. And we've gone over this ad nauseum. Zimmer is from the Parcells School of Thought. And with the Giants, they had this punt returner named Phil McConkey, right? So he was this borderline NFL talent. Navy, served, awesome, respect that. But then, how did he make an NFL roster? How did he win a Super Bowl? Because he could catch a punt in the Meadowlands wind. And that is important. All that lost yardage by letting a punt bounce, and God forbid if you ever muff a punt, right? That all adds up. And Marcus Sherels for a decade was phenomenal at that with the Vikings. Also, yeah, he could break the occasional one too. Sherels is the Vikings all-time leader in punt return yards as well as punt returns for touchdowns with 5, which is also tied for 14th all-time. Plus his career 10.3 yards per punt return will be currently 7th in the NFL. But Sherels' impact would go beyond punt returns. Since taking over as the Vikings full-time punt returner in 2011, so from 2011-2018 when he was here full-time, Sherels played 2,001 special team snaps for the Vikings. By far the most of anyone during those 9 years. So he was on every single special teams unit besides field goal and field goal block. And he would help in punt coverage. He would help in kick coverage. Just that institutional knowledge would be a great benefit for all these young guys who are trying to figure it out. Sherels also is a true student of the game. Coaching is in his blood. His brother Mike was a Gophers assistant before health issues unfortunately forced him to retire. But maybe Mauro Maloof doesn't need an extra coach. He doesn't need too many cooks in the kitchen, right? I do trust that Maloof has been around the block enough that he'll be able to fix these issues. But what if you were able to have a guy with a ton of experience and be that coach on the field? Special teams guys are generally young generally bottom of the roster. So why not add a guy who can still do the job and will be technically an assignment sound, great leader, even if it is, he is kind of quiet. Maybe it is leading by example, but just show them how to be a professional and to do their jobs on every single snap. Don't play hero ball. Sherels can certainly teach a thing or two to Dan Chisena, right? And for the decades that Sherels was here, the Vikings, by no accident, had some of the best special teams in the NFL. Cordero Patterson also helped as well, but yeah. But if there is a special teams error 3 weeks in a row in Dallas, the Vikings should definitely consider bringing back the pride of John Marshall High School, University of Minnesota Golden Gopher, all that stuff. Marcus Sherels, the marvelous Marcus Sherels, come on home, or just fire everyone. Either way, I'm in. Yeah. Your thoughts? Vikings potentially bringing back Marcus Sherels? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.